For the last 45 minutes, DelmarvaLife's Katie Zarrilli has been making us ooh and ah over something called a Stroopwafel cookie. And it turns out the Stroopwafel has an entire history behind it.
It is a history that's rooted in the Netherlands and one a Sussex County man has worked tirelessly to share with Delmarva. DelmarvaLife's Katie Zarrilli is in Bethany Beach with every delicious detail.
Jimmy and Lisa, delicious, delightful, decadent. All words that can describe this cookie, which tastes as rich as its history. We are here for all of it today. We're here in Bethany Beach with Joost Elling, the creator of this goodness. Joost, tell me the story of this cookie.
So this type of cookie is called a stroopwafel. It's the most popular cookie in the Netherlands. It's a thin waffle sliced in half and filled with caramel. So I got introduced to these and hooked on these because my dad was born and raised in the Netherlands. So his side of the family still lives there. And when I was a kid, every few years we get to go visit that side of the family where they'd come in and they'd bring these cookies with them. And when I was 13, my dad decided, I want you to go experience life like I did. And I went and lived the whole summer with my Oma in the same town, the same house he grew up in. And while I was there, I'd bike down to the market all the time with my Oma and have these fresh made stroopwafels. And I loved them. And then when I came back home to the US, there was no way to get them here. So I was like, I want to try making them to share with friends and family. And after a lot of trial and error, I was able to create this recipe, and I make all the dough and caramel myself.
So tell me what the recipe consists of.
So it's a pretty basic ingredient list, no preservatives, nothing too fancy, flour, brown sugar, butter, eggs.
Right. All the good stuff.
Yeah, and then a few other extra spices. I think my stroopwafels, you can taste the salt, the flavors a bit more than when people try stroopwafels that start getting shipped over to the US now.
It's kind of cool that you're bringing a piece of kind of your history, your family's history, to where you live now.
My family loves it. My dad, because he was born in the Netherlands, thinks it's the American dream. Been supporting me my whole life, same with the rest of my family. After I started working on the recipe, it was trial and error, and then I brought it to the Rehoboth Beach Chocolate Festival in 2013, and it won first place out of over 2,000 people. So that's when I realized it's not just friends and family telling this kid that these are good, they're actually good.
And you do have a chocolate version.
Yes, I do.
Right.
So the chocolate version won the following year in 2014 the grand prize at the Rehoboth Beach Chocolate Festival.
Wow. And I think what's cool is I discovered this, I heard about this at Lewis Gourmet, okay, over in Lewis, right? And what's so fascinating is Lewis, founded by the Dutch, and you've got it available, and this is a Dutch cookie, you've got it available over in Lewis, right?
Absolutely. I think it's a great connection because, Delaware, the first state, the first town, the first state is Lewis, founded by the Dutch, needs this Dutch cookie. They're a super historical town. They love everything about their history, their culture. And so working together with Lewis Gourmet has been a huge hit. I've worked with the Historical Society to reintroduce stroopwafels to the area.
Now that cut you just did, is that a tough cut to make? I would think that I would totally mess that right up.
It's about 10 years of experience.
Are you serious?
So the toughest part is doing it right in front of you guys. That's
Well, you're doing a good job. I think he's doing a good job, right?
Yeah. So half the fun when I was in the Netherlands was watching them being made just like that. They'd cut it right in front of you, they fill it, and that's the experience. You get to smell them being made. You get to taste it nice and warm right off the iron. It's handmade for you. Taste as fresh as can be.
Everybody is going to want to know where they can find these. Tell them where.
Yeah. So right here at Turtle Beach Cafe on the Bethany Beach boardwalk, as well as, like we said, Lewis Gourmet, Lewis, Delaware, Dagsboro Days Cafe in Dagsboro, and that Rehoboth, and a few places in DC as well, and we ship them all across the country.
Well, folks, do yourself a favor, and if you haven't tried these, you've gotta. They are delish. I'm gonna keep on enjoying this one. Jimmy and Lisa, back to you.
Get back quickly, Katie.
Yeah, no kidding.
You really need to
There'll be
have
something
one.
left there.